I want to walk you through week 1, part 2 presentation and information to make sure that you're getting acquainted correctly with the way the course is organized. So you'll start for week 1, part 2 by finding that on your D2L page. Take you into that. And you'll see right here are the directions. Hopefully you've already found this at this point, and that's what you're watching. Also, we have our weekly presentation that you're going to be going into in just a minute. There are PDF files for the presentation this week, and those are mentioned in the presentation, so you can get to them if you need to. Then I will be introducing the Children's Book List project. Here is the form that will explain the project to you, and this is a video explaining the project to you. You can find both of those also in the project section. So if you need to go back to them and you don't remember what week they were in, you can get them right from the project section, which is right here, course projects and rubrics. Also this week, I will be introducing the weekly literature sharing project, and this is the packet that you will use. You can use it in PDF form, or you can use it printed and take a picture of it. This is also where you'll find the drop boxes for the weekly participation. The weekly literature file will be dropped right here. You'll drop that in the weekly literature file Dropbox each week, and it will be right there in the file of the week that you're looking at. So if we're in week 1, part 2, there'll be a weekly literature Dropbox there. If it's week 3, part 1, there'll also be a weekly literature Dropbox there. So it'll always be in the week that you are in. Also this week, you're going to have your weekly journal entry that we started in week 1, part 1. And you'll see that in that folder for whatever week we're participating on as well. So right there are our 2 drop boxes for the week. Now, when we go up to our presentation, I'm going to walk you through it. And remember, when your presentation opens, you want to make sure that you scroll down and you click on Google Slides right here. That way you can manipulate it more simply. Also, remember, you want to be viewing this from the browser Google Chrome for the best results. When I click on that, it opens a tab, and then I will choose Present, and you will as well. Now, that is going to take us outside of our viewing box here. I'm going to minimize for you. Sorry. And then you don't want to hit play for these presentations. You just want to scroll through the slides. So we have our weekly literature sharing, and then we start with a story of the week. And this is your weekly literature sharing. Each week I will share a story with you, and you'll view the story or listen to it however I present it to you. So click here and listen to the story, and the story is called Hey Little Ant. You will see that in case you want more ideas for the book, I have a link here for you. You don't have to view it, but it's a bonus for you. Moving on, after you view the book, you'll see that introduction to our weekly literature sharing project that I mentioned when we were over in the D2L portion. What I'd like you to do is watch this video right here, and it will tell you what the project's all about. Then you'll go into D2L and you'll print out or open up that PDF of where you'll record your ideas. As the weeks go on, you're going to be creating a literature file. Each week I'll share a story with you, and you're going to brainstorm how to use that story across the curriculum. This video will tell you more about the project. So you'll watch the video, go to D2L, get the form that you need, and then you are going to brainstorm how you can use the story Hey Little Ant in your classroom. When you've done the best that you can do, watch my video and I'll explain my ideas for the week. They may be the same as yours or they may be different. At the end of our presentation, you will notice that you're going to take your version of the ideas you came up with and put that in the Dropbox. And I'll click back over there real quick. That Dropbox was in week 2, part 2, and that's the weekly literature file Dropbox. So after you've brainstormed your ideas, you'll drop it there each week, and I can see what your ideas were. And then I'll always share my ideas with you. So this will be my ideas. Moving on in our presentation, we'll have our weekly class message to read. And remember, at the bottom of that weekly class message, I will share with you the question of the week that you'll be reflecting on in your journal entry. That's kind of to tune you in. So when you view the information, you know what to be looking for. You're going to follow the directions on the slide, and then we do have a link right here to a Padlet board, much like you did for week 1, part 1. And you're going to be sharing which child you most closely relate to when you think about your attitudes about books and reading when you were a young child. We have a definition slide. There is a short video on this slide that shares the difference between fiction and nonfiction text. And then we're going to be moving into sorting books. Where do we find books? This will give you some ideas. Later on, we'll also see some great links you'll want to pay attention to. Within nonfiction and fiction, we also have several genres. You may have learned this as a student when you were in your own elementary grades, but just to refresh your memory, I'd like you to watch the video, and you can kind of check out the genres that are listed on the left and see what they entail. Then I'd like you to watch a video of me sorting the books for a insect or bug theme into the genres that we just talked about. And I'll go through my bug books and show you what different genres are represented there. After that, we'll talk about text sets. And you'll find out what a text set is and see an example of it for the same theme of bugs or insects. This is the slide I was talking about earlier. Where do we find books or book ideas? And so the best way to find books and then find ideas to go with your books is to get that book in your hands. And this tells you a lot about that. Sometimes we can't get to a library or a bookstore, and I've listed 3 excellent links to finding books if you cannot get out and physically have the book in your hand. You will want to bookmark these because when we hear about the Children's Book List project a little bit further in the presentation today, you might need a starting point online. So head into these links and bookmark those for yourself to use later. Also, in the PDF folder for week 1, part 2 of D2L, you'll see some more resources. I have a short video of how I organize my literature because that's something you have to think about as a classroom teacher. And then we'll talk about the art of reading aloud. So listen to the 7 tips. There is a bonus article if you're interested. And if you click right here, it'll take you into that bonus reading. Aside from reading aloud, there is an art of storytelling that qualifies as literature, and this tells you the benefits of storytelling and some tips. And if you click on either of these pictures, it will take you into some really great links if you're interested. This is the page that introduces the Children's Book List project. This is an ongoing project that will be due toward the end of the semester. You can check your course calendar for the actual due date, and you can find the Dropbox for this in the week that it's due and also in the project section. So either place will get you to the Dropbox. These are your 4 weekly assignments. Just to go over those very quickly. You'll have your weekly journal entry, which you will drop in the weekly Dropbox for week 1, part 2. You will go onto our class Facebook page, post a picture of your favorite picture book. And again, you can have a real picture of the book that you have at home, or you can find an image online. And then you're going to write the genre of the book. So think about that book sort that we did, where I shared all the different genres for the insect or bug theme. You'll tell me what genre your book is, and check out your classmates' books. Also, that weekly literature sharing where you came up with the ideas of how you would use Hey Little Ant in the classroom, you will Dropbox that, and I showed you where that was already. And last, you will go to week 2, part 1, so jumping ahead, and you'll open the articles folder and choose one article to read about technology that we'll be using in class next week. And those are your assignments. Good luck.